There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. I know you do, baby. I know. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. Alright, nothing down to fuck all, borough. Great choice, Elder One. It has always been like this, and it always will. The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man-meat around you. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert. Hurt.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just the outline of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
I do. It's some kind of superstar. I think I'm a superstar. This is a face of a late stage alcoholic.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Completely supposed to be look suggestive, afraid meant for the ladies. I don't know, it's indescribable. Yeah.
You should check yourself for a pulse, because from here it looks like a cadaverous spasm. Good call. Go ahead and try something if you like. Or, stop staring into the mirror. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. The switch must be broken because nothing happens. The air in the room is starting to feel like vaporized urine. The switch must be broken because nothing happens. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel it's just a little hangover-induced photosensitivity. Don't overreact. The lights are off.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
Officer, a military person, turn your bloody face away from her beauty and just keep on walking.
No.
She seems perplexed by your question. Wait, I know I'm a businessman, civilian, right? Then why do you call me an officer?
The young woman shakes her head slowly.
No. You're a police officer, sir.
Damn right, I'm a police officer.
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Why don't I remember the corporate things? Who is in the right mind would let me be an officer? Try the expression on her, let her know you want her. Nah, bhai. Chances are very low. Medical. Who in the right mind would let me be an officer? Chalo,
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Before you do, I have some questions. What if I don't want to ask questions? For now, let's not ask. Thoda sa life settle ho jaye.
You're a cop, Harry. It is unnatural of you not to want to ask questions.
Yes.
What is that we have against the police here? Where exactly is here? Tell me. Is it 5-1 now? Your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything about last night?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Yeah? There was the usual rock. I couldn't say. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them. Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace. A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it. That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now, it was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
लेकिन ठीक है, ये सब कुछ हुआ था. You said, do you mean that in a cool way like a wild beast? उसके बाद क्या होगा?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
अरे, that's so mean. You are making this up. I would never be here.
No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Please tell me there wasn't anything else. Like, it frightens me to hear this. Tell me there was more.
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable.
Sounds like you were in some real fundamental pain there, muscle man.
I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Okay. Got it. Can you tell me, like...
You're in a hostel, sir.
Hostel? I'm in a hostel, okay.
We are in Revachol.
Revachol. Should that mean something to me?
You sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties.
Okay.
It's 51.
Okay, tell me what...
The current century?
Then what...
Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
Wow. What a explanation, yaar. Kya baat hai?
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
ठीक है.
You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
तो पुलिस को क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Okay. यहाँ पे मतलब कि थोड़े से दिक्कत है पुलिस को ये एरिया से. ठीक है, thank you. You can go now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
My soul is modest. It's normal size, so it's been
Exactly. It's measured, level-headed, and it needs to be heard through a PA system by other people, whether they like it or not. Ram it up their ears, says your adrenaline gland. Violently express yourself.
What should I sing when it comes to it?
You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
I was thinking I could sing something happy, like from those Austin...
No. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Okay. But I'd rather sing the happy song, man. Short to
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again.
Okay, nice.
That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
अच्छा मेरे से गुस्सा है शायद से. Something tells me you don't like me. Look at the stuffed bird.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it.
Don't tell me कि मैंने किया है.
Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. A small engraved steel tag says, "The Great Skua, Ste Koaris Skua."
Look, your buddy is over there.
It's a road where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop. Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
तो ये हमने किया है. Okay. I guess I didn't do any of those things. I don't appreciate your tone. This is really no way good of it. Like it's my bad then.
No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything even remotely useful since you got here. No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
Okay.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
Okay. What
I have
sort of-
3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in. She just, you know.
You know what? कहाँ पे गई वो? ठीक है अभी कुछ है नहीं तो कुछ जान दो काय को उसके मजे लेंगे. वो पहले से गुस्सा है मुझसे. चलो कुछ नहीं जाए. क्या है? Water cooler. Mainly improve my skin. Only the word Monday is on it. Okay. और थोड़ा चेकआउट करते हैं. ठीक है. Inside is like a letter of the building. Para, fairly, a striped poster. Some red things. Okay. Sign business. Door opens at 4. Cool.
Hello, sweetie.
Hello.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
She nods towards the man in the front orange bomber jacket. Okay. भाई तेरे से तो मिलना है पर थोड़ा चेकआउट कर लेते ना. A door is open. A sign with kitchen reserved for personal entry. One. ठीक है यार ये भी चेकआउट कर लेते हैं. Close कर दो. ठीक है. चलो भाई कैसे हो? Long time no see.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone.
Oh,
You.
wow. Okay.
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting.
अरे कसकाय. नमस्ते.
On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Okay. So ये shake his hand like that would be good.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Okay, so he's like a cop, a partner, a colleague, we can say. Nice.
You realize he is waiting for your name.
I don't really know my name. Say nothing. Medium 11. Invent a name for yourself. Let's invent it. The worst can happen is like, what? Helmet caught me, that's all.
Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
It's very cool. Okay. It's so cool. It's very cool. But won't I come off like a douche if I call myself that? It's very, very cool. But maybe just a bit too unstudious. My name. Let's say my name.
Yes, well,
He doesn't even process what you just said. Just moves on.
it looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually.
Uh-huh.
Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
You mean him? Not to the deputy manager. Yes, I just talked to him. There must be some kind of misunderstanding. You are taking me for someone else.
Then we should ask him for a rundown of the area. Get me up to speed. I understand the scene is out back, right?
Okay. ठीक है, मेमोरी याददाश्त नहीं है. ऊपर से बोल रहे हैं कि मैनेजर से बात करते हैं.
It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
I haven't.
Okay. We'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
Okay, मैंने केस सॉल्व करना है.
Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
I don't like this body. Look, man, you know, yeah.
So, the body is still in the tree.
Yes.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
What a shame. Get to it now. Rip that body down from the tree.
What if I told you I'm not really a police officer? How can you be so sure I'm from the police? But I can't remember anything. Let's get going. Don't worry about the body. I'll take it.
After it's been up in a tree for that long, any kind of ripping is inadvisable.
Delicate goods, filled with stinking horrors.
Okay, don't worry about the body. What is the name of How can you be so sure? What was it?
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back.
Okay, nice. मतलब इसको पता है कि हम है police.
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General. Internal affairs, and I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation. Yes. They're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West.
Okay, nice. मतलब हम अच्छे खासी पोजीशन पे.
I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. You mean you don't have a badge?
Tell me, I have a badge. I'm a policeman. I have no badge.
Oh, if you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand.
Okay.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body...
A painkiller would be good about now. This thing is pulsating with discomfort.
Okay.
The best cure for a headache is, of course, morphine. They won't have that, so cigarettes will have to do.
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will.
Okay, we are crime investigators.
But first, we have to take it down. After you, officer.
Inspect victims. So let's inspect victim's body.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever,
by interacting with him.
Sure. Okay, then let's go. So the body is on the tree, right?
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all.
Okay.
Of course. What can I help you with? Me? I am just a gardener.
Okay.
I am working.
What?
I have a greenhouse in the yard there. Well, as you probably know, there's a corpse hanging.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up.
Thank you.
Salts? Ammonium salts. Perhaps useful for later.
Okay. Ammonium salts. Okay.
Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it. Okay. Since the street sign's messed up? Okay. What do you need? What do you mean?
Different.
Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
It's there. In the yard, right through the hole in the fence.
In the yard, right through the.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too. Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably. Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
Rows of stalls under a broad roof, where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers. Water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old church.
What kind of fish market is this? Shake it off. You seem to be under some kind of cold.
Anything else?
What in the
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
Okay.
No problem. Of course. I won't hold you back.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Yeah.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Thank you.
Really? None. Maybe just a tiny bit of annoyance. Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It hasn't had time to cool off yet. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you.
What are you looking at? What is this machine?
This is the Kupris Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like.
Okay. What is the motor carriage? That should know.
The Caprice motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
But this is different. This is a sports model.
You're right. I didn't take you for a motorcar enthusiast. Do you also like tip-top, detective?
Sure, like or any other.
Oh, I guess it's not for everyone. No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands, remember?
Yes, I remember.
A motorized vehicle, officer. I'm sure you are familiar with the concept. We've had these for nearly a century.
Okay.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm. A metallic drawer slides out from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his
Yeah,
tools.
I can understand.
But what can you do? Work is work.
Okay, so I need to take something out. Like, so what will I take? The rubber-handled chain cutters, rat-tipped pry bar. How about chain cutters? Sounds much useful.
The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap. You can do good work with these. It's robust, weatherproof, and well, lets you see things. The pry bar feels nice and cold and heavy, like truth. Useful for opening all sorts of... The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens, radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis. A woman's voice greets you through the static.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Okay.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is 5 copy. Hi, Alice. This is the officer from Button. Nice to meet you.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Okay. Could you connect me with 41st person? I have something I need to report. I'm done with radio for now. End call.
57, over and out.
Her voice just feels
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Alternative translation. Don't even think you can drive my MC.
Wow. You don't have to be so alright.
Gander and a hunter and a gatherer, feel like a traveler. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils. heavy metals and other byproducts of the modern era. You can almost taste it.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight, no explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating, an all-around clusterfuck.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
Okay. But I can fool with you. I don't quite understand what you just said. Would you say it again? Only a little less.
Everyone's a critic, man. It's okay. I've been here a whole week already.
Okay.
So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
Okay, a strike, I mean. So they did a worker strike, okay?
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
What's the union?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess.
My god, that's a lot of high demands. Kya maang rahe ho?
I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot. Why not?
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother.
Okay. I guess you have a point here, but I do that strike against her too, am I right?
Yes, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Yeah. For now,
Anything else? Yeah, this us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
not you? Why didn't you?
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
Nice, nice.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get onto the next one.
Okay, that's really harsh. Okay.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Okay, let's talk about the.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that.
Okay.
All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
This is what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
दुख तो है इसको भाई.
Nothing. I'm just messing with you, man. Don't mind my idle verbosity. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il-Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
There's no denying it.
This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These found tracksuits need to find their way to the kids way out in Wamrau and Loran Bird somehow. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
Have you seen this? अच्छा बंदा लग रहा है, कुछ हाँ दिक्कत नहीं.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Okay, so good.
Don't be a stranger.
Welcome to Revachol.
Lorry driver, okay. Very interesting partner. And I know that's where we are. Never mind.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
Okay.
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Punch on the shoulder. Nah. He just याद दिलाता है उसको कि भाई ये इसकी responsibility है. Smile to everyone. Well, I think we all learned something here. Now that's settled, we have a couple of questions.
I haven't learned anything I didn't know before.
Okay.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officers.
ठीक है.
He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so. Apples? Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
Oh, you are just a racist. Makes sense. To be honest, I can't really remember what that means. Please explain. Let's talk about some. No.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Okay.
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
So problem kya hai?
The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruders species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Bro, that's way too racist. What? This cultural victory?
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
Okay, that's way to resist.
Don't push your luck, Runt.
Okay. चलो क्या बात करना है
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
The honest worker down? No.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work! Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand them.
Right to work! Right to work!
Rights of people, rights of workers, to have gainful employment, to make a salary, and feed their families.
इसके डिमांड्स देखने चाहिए मेरे को पहले, जिससे पहले कि मैं कुछ साइड चूज करूँ कि मैं कॉप्स के साइड पे रहूँ, आई मीन कंपनी की साइड पे रहूँ या फिर इन वर्कर्स के साइड से. But let's focus on the story now.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here.
Shame on you!
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work from other people. Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we
Have the right to work!
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in shape. There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his.
ये बंदा सिर्फ यहाँ पे तमाशा करने आया हुआ है, ऐसा लग रहा है. बिल्कुल सिर्फ स्ट्राइक कर रहा है ताकि लोगों को और भड़का सके.
honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. the rules of the economy because they were given a job to do!
But I don't feel like he is an employee.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guards blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained.
So he can't, like, go berserk.
I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke, and my men are tired and hungry. They're workers. Not like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge. What's it to you?
He was going to figure out this strike mess. Part of investigation. I thought you looked really friendly for a second time.
Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
I don't feel like you are some fly. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Okay, a bouncer where I frequent lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Sweet, I know bars being thrown out several. Maybe that's why you've seen them. I don't think the work has taken me of which one was it.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Not right now, but I might have it. I don't really know.
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia. The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels. A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crowned with wavy rays. The back end of the cabin is a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman. Old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air. with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane." As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. A bullet?
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement? Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them, sometimes at kings.
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and indifferent to your sightings.
70% chance of winning.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. No response wherever this woman is. Your words fail to reach her.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
क्लोथ्स है, इसको मुझे इक्विप करना है। वैसे कैसे करते हैं टूल्स में रखते अपने पास कटर है, ठीक है, फ्लैश लाइट है, फ्राई बार है, चेन बटन। ओके, आइटम्स अपने पास ये है। अरे यार लगाना चाहिए था मुझे, ठीक है, इंटरनेट के लिए कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है। Target has been carried to report your package missing. Interview the customer, find the other shoe. Okay, ठीक है। So एक एक करके सारे काम करते हैं। ये क्या लिखा हुआ है देख लेते हैं।
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
सो ये सारी चीजें हैं। Nice. 24-hour window.
You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
अभी यार हाथ लगाना ठीक नहीं रहेगा, थोड़ा और एक्सप्लोर करते। मेरा शू कैसे लूँगा? देखो ऊपर जाके लेना पड़ेगा, मेरे को शू लेना पड़ेगा।
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Okay, got it. So let's not challenge him, or I can. Interfacing is 5, physical instrument 5. No, let him see. Why to disturb someone? So that I आराम से check कर. और come back. Okay, now let's put the dead body.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Yeah.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Okay.
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones. But say a postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
Okay.
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter. My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame. I don't know about that, but I imagine life is great when you're famous.
They're all dogs.
Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day. Fame is for vain people. I have better things to do. These famous people sounded like a bunch of dogs.
Annette's expression remains ever so helpful, but she doesn't say anything.
No, man.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. You don't look much like a policeman.
Thank you. Well, what does a cop look like? Okay then, maybe I'm not a policeman. Or should I stop being?
Didn't mean to offend, sir.
No.
Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
No issues, no issues. Sure. Wow, look at the guy. I'll never be as good as Mullen.
Don't say that. He's not even real. You're real.
Wow, thank you. Deal with this is too much.
Cheer up, sir. No need to compare yourself to a fictional character.
Okay.
Maybe you can show me some real deductive police work, sir. Like in the books.
Let's do it.
You fail to deduce anything substantial.
Yeah.
She waits intently.
Oh, shit, I did that. You are a girl. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't deduce
It's
anything.
okay, sir.
You get so it and say it's
You disappointed a small child. Well done, champ.
wow.
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I'm sure she can help out. Anything else you're curious about? That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Yeah, true. Nice.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process, or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end. Maybe some about other books? My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside, minding the register, or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
Check it out.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Okay. Your daughter is the one standing outside the door, right? Okay.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer.
Okay, she was pretty good.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Oh, thank you.
As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse, don't you?
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Okay.
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Nothing! Why aren't you browsing the books?
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
Let's ignore them for now. Let's go out. We need to check the body too. Body, is there anything inside your body to start? Total 5. So here
do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102 with a The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow. And then suddenly, you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of a very sharp knife, cut the words, Revachol forever.
Yes? What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecilic cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling and Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city. That's right.
Ask him to tell about the case.
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Okay. Okay. So I was thinking some other worldly might be involved, something supernatural, Okay, I think labor disputes are very mysterious. White millions for this, what more do you need?
Then you are in luck, because we are in the midst of a major strike by the dock workers' union. Maybe more than that. The union clearly wants a piece, not just of the industrial harbor, but the Wild Pines Corporation itself. I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. This district isn't used to the RCM's presence, and the Union rarely overplays its hand, as it appears to have done in this case.
Okay.
You mean like a brief?
No.
There's no reason to wing anything. If 3 days ago, during that time, the victim had been stripped.
Yeah,
Okay then.
Got it.
Was there anything else you want?
No,
Good.
Thank you. Now, tell me about the case again. I know. I think you should know that I can't remember anything. No. You seem to be following me. I want to
Me?
talk about you. Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the
We work
investigation.
together if we have more rapport. Come on, turn up a little. You are right. No.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Why you don't
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
Okay then.
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière. What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
oh,
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
okay.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
No.
Okay. Ask her.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands. The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard, completely uncopped material, if you say so yourself.
Are they? They're mostly just cumbersome. Good. Let's change the subject.
To tell me about the case, I think you should know that I can't remember.
Excuse me?
What if I want to work? Beat it. You are cramping my style. Nothing. You are cramping my style. Nothing.
You have a distinctive way of walking. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Cop habit. You look at everything. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless hangover. No, these tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
It's locked, right? Yeah. To get my shoes. There's body everywhere. That also you should be doing.
Kuno's got this!
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
Okay, now I'm going to beat this guy up.
Shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous, you should hang out with this kid and see what that juicy shit is all about.
इससे information निकालना पड़ेगा भाई.
I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Whoa.
Yeah, Kuno! Ride the lightning, Kuno!
Kuno's riding it, see?
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
Goddamn right he's not a gardener. He's an athlete. Every rock connects, making the battered corpse look just a little bit worse for wear.
Fuck no! Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Okay.
Fast. This kid has got street smarts.
What? You wanna fuck Kuno now? That's it? That's all you've got? No! Got your ass handed to you by the Kuno? Who's the man now, huh? Kuno's the man? You wouldn't believe the pussy Kuno tears up.
What was that, Kuno?
Nothing, see? Nothing. Just slicing some bacon.
Okay.
The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
Okay.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. You will see.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me.
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Okay.
Shitload, pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Kuno's fuck gimp. Kuno uses the fuck gimp for target practice.
He could have just said he doesn't know.
You could have just said, okay.
Yeah, it's fucking okay. Gotta have a gimp for rock practice.
Don't ask the pigs for permission.
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night. Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis. And you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant. Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
Okay.
Kuno's Kuno, pig?
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
Yeah, Kuno's in a fucking gang. In a bang gang. Kuno bangs for Magie, bangs for Mazda, bangs for Revachol.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Help! He's digging his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
Oh my god.
Look at his shit-eating grin. He knows there's nothing you can do to him. He's bullying you, and you are helpless. Kill him. Kill him now. He won't see death coming.
Good. I wanted to punch him for a long time.
Thump. The blow connects surprisingly well, leaving your knuckles tingling.
Nice. अभी अच्छा लग रहा है.
Kuno feels it. This was no light tap.
What?
think we are normal conversation, right?
Officer, this is very far from normal police conduct. Get yourself together.
Okay, pig. Kuno knows to respect that violent shit. You should see Kuno's dad. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything.
The creature behind the fence has fallen ominously silent. Only her eyes are alive.
Okay, pig. Talk to Kuno. We're back in this shit. The fuck do you want?
So,
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. You're dreaming, pig. That's not how this shit works.
A little. But don't expect anything.
Don't let him dominate you, Kuno. Fuck his fat ass.
Kuno doesn't fuck.
actually, I just wanted to be with that thought.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. Well, it is a container. Maybe you're prioritizing it.
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or...
Did someone say pry bar? Pry bar, crowbar, leverage displacement tool of the gods. Your hands have held its painted flaked metal 100,000 times.
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
Ask the manager? Bullshit. Go straight for the pry bar and pry this baby wide open.
I should ask control. Please. Now, let's see what's around.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow, Kuno.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected.
Not supposed to contain that. You might feel a bit sometimes. पर वो निकाल दिया वही अच्छा है.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst. Until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Okay, where do we get ammonia from?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Okay, so I'll take the ammonia from her. I'll go take the ammonia and come back.
Hello again, officer. Sure. I'm done with them. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Okay.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
To increase my endurance, this is a white check, you may retry it. Okay?
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Damn. So it didn't help. It didn't help at all.
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
What is happening to you? You heard the coach. This is weakness. It cannot go on much longer, or you will lose.
An appropriate attitude.
Yeah.
You need to get your shit together.
Same thing just now. But I'm already. My shit already is doing.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Come back in half an hour. And it's rather become a corner or cop in this building. Okay. So it helps, right? Temporary research bonus.
That felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely. You should tell people to fuck off more often. Hey, I've got an idea on how to fix your style. Maybe you should just go fuck yourself. What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, You cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you.
Feels like he's hinting at something, but you're too hungover or dumb to understand.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation, or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview, or maybe it actually is completely impossible. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Sure. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way.
Man with the
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
What? What is this? A joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
Okay.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No. I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective. Yes, Detective Cousteau. I have everything. You?
Yes, he means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would? She went away because none of your business. Does she? Maybe she does. Maybe she pertains to the apocalypse. Sylvie is not here because I asked for her number. The dead body out back didn't help either, but it was mostly me. I hope you appreciate that.
Okay. तो इसने उसका नंबर लिया और उसने रिजेक्ट कर दिया इसको. Okay.
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
The stuff's got from this. I guess I like to be thorough. Everything is something to do with everything.
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get... I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 100 and...
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owed him some money.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. You owe this establishment 130 real. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
You mean somewhere else to run up a huge debt? I don't think so. The union...
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance. We have to get this investigation started now.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. You don't really know, do you? A vague, blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. bed is cold and not particularly
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan. The other, you swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
No, I'm done just meeting with him this time. I don't know. I had once. Last time.
You rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Okay. Down the street, okay.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
How do you like to do it? I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money?
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get...
You've got guns of steel and a chiseled jaw somewhere under the bloated alcohol layer. Maybe she'd like to sponsor you.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I don't have money for you. If there's anything else I can do for you, just ask. Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
Paraplegic, okay.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
Okay.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. You know where we are, right? It does still look like that in some parts of the city, doesn't it? We are in a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, dear. And the Whirling itself is in the city of Revachol. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
Yeah.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Thank you.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. Outside, the melting snow seeps into the cracks in the walls and the cobblestone streets.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Machines that perform calculations to determine the free market. Radios are being used to control people's minds and disorder perception society. Cop. We are living under cop regime. Our leaders are fierce warriors who transfer plan on season. I would like to think it's a dictatorship, some kind of democracy maybe. They're governed by intelligent machines. That's the democracy. Guy's like a badass. New transfers. Okay. Radios are being used to control.
Oh no. Nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no matriarchy.
She's trying to avoid the foreigner's part. This is because she's a woman. She may be lying to you.
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it is. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Reality, in a word. It's very odd.
A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. It has something to do with everything. I really don't know. Someone more educated in sweeping matters.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Of course, dear.
Volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
कुछ तो अच्छा मिला।